Well, hey everybody. They always say if you can't beat them, join them. Well, I'm doing a rebatch of a cold process soap that I made that just did not harden up. I must have got something miscalculated, and so after about 5 weeks, the soap is like dough. It's still very, very soft, did not harden up, and I'm just not satisfied. So what am I going to do with this? Well, I decided I would treat it like a hot process soap. I'm not going to add any lye, but I am going to add some liquid, and then I'm going to try to whip this soap up into a fluff and make a really light soap. So I'm going to break all these up and put them on high heat on my crock pot, and I'm going to let that sit over an hour or two, and I'm going to come back and mix and whip and mix and whip, and I'm adding a little bit of water and a little sodium lactate, and then I'll add a little bit of coconut milk and try to cream this up a little bit, and hopefully the finished product will be a nice solid light fluffy floating bar. So here's the sodium lactate, and here's a little bit of water, and then I'm just going to let this sit with the lid on for a while and start to melt down. Well, I'm checking this about an hour into it, and you can see that the pieces are still pretty thick and hard. I added a little bit of TD to it because I wanted to lighten up the batter and give it a nice light chocolate mousse. Okay, so this has been sitting for a couple of hours now, and you can see it is melting nicely. It's not solid anymore. It's fluffy and light. So now I'm going to begin whipping it with a wire whisk electric and see if I can fluff this baby up. Right now it's just kind of a blob mess, and I just don't want to mold it looking like this. So I want to do something a little bit more creative and fun. I'm going to add a little bit of cocoa powder to this because what I'd like to do is a chocolate mint mousse. And so basically I'm going to pipe this onto a silicone mat, and it's going to look like a minty mousse.
How a Baker Poos.
And this is going to be a lot of fun for any kid in the bathtub, that's for sure. Here's the peppermint essential oil. We're going to put about 20, 25, 30 drops in there. Give it a nice minty fragrance along with the chocolate. And I'm going to begin lightening this up with my mixer. It's still pretty thick. Typically, I think people add about 9 to 12 ounces of water in this. I did not do that. I put about 6 ounces of water. I probably could have got a lighter, creamier mousse out of it. And I thought, oh, this is going to be so cute. I'm going to pipe this with a really pretty tip. And as I'm piping it, I'm looking and going, this looks like a pile of poo. So how fun is that for any kid or just a big kid like me? So here we go. I'm lightening that up. It's very thick. I'm not going to spend a lot of time doing that because I don't think I'm going to get that really light, creamy result that I want. So I'm going to go ahead, put this in a piping bag, and I'm going to start piping this, and then I'll show you a picture at the end, and then I'll show you the finished product tomorrow. Hopefully it'll be solid. Fingers crossed. So I'll see you tomorrow morning, and we'll see if this puppy floats.
Okay, well, I've actually waited a couple of weeks to let this get solid, and let's put this baby to the test. Enter Baker Poo. And yes, it does float, just like a mousse, light, airy, and fluffy. And I always wondered, what would it look like if a Baker poos? Just like a piping tip, so it seems. God bless, make it a great day.